And now for the last look. On Tuesday, Germany's interior minister made a disturbing announcement. Far-right crime in his country hit a record high last year with more than 23,000 incidents. A University of Oslo study of far-right terror attacks in Europe shows that over the past 30 years, Germany has had the most far-right terrorist incidents on the continent by far. In the most troubling recent incident near Frankfurt, a far-right gunman killed 10 people in 2 shisha bars last February. Politically motivated crimes like that one were up an alarming 10.8%. With national elections just 4 months away, authorities warn it's a particularly unstable time. They're worried that far-right groups will use frustration with repeated lockdowns and a botched vaccine rollout to stir up resentment toward the government and encourage sedition. All this comes at a time of major political transition. After 15 years of Angela Merkel's steadying influence at the helm, Germany will be electing a new chancellor come September. The record-breaking year that Germany just experienced is the latest in a years-long upward trend. And that trend is made even more striking by the fact that it seems to have emerged in reaction to an imaginary crisis. Official data shows that far-right crimes saw their first major spike in 2015, the year Merkel decided to open her country's borders to a large number of migrants, many fleeing war-torn Syria. Eventually, over 1.2 million people, amounting to 1.5% of the German population, were allowed to settle in the country under that policy. And that fueled intense anxieties about how out-of-control immigration could lead to integration problems and Islamist terrorism. But for all the far-right fears about impending Sharia doom, today most of those 1.2 million refugees have already assimilated nicely into German society. As Thomas Rogers wrote in the New York Review of Books last month, the migrants from that period have integrated faster than previous refugee influxes. Approximately half of them have jobs, and another 50,000 are taking part in apprenticeship programs. The federal education minister has stated that more than 10,000 are enrolled in university. 3/4 of them now live in their own apartment or house and feel welcome or very welcome in Germany. Indeed, German institutions and German society have both been quite welcoming. As Rogers writes, German companies created purpose-built jobs for the newcomers, and over half of Germans say they have volunteered or donated in some capacity to help the migrants make a new home in their country. The terrorism concerns proved to be massively overblown. An analysis by the French think tank Fondapol found that since 2015, Germany has experienced only a fraction of the Islamist terror attacks that France has, while taking in far more migrants. The German public seems to have noticed. Polls showed that the biggest rivals to Merkel's political heirs will be the pro-immigrant, pro-asylum Green Party, while the anti-immigrant Alternative for Germany party is at the back of the pack. Let's hope the Germans realize that while they were constantly warned about Islamist terror, the violence that actually materialized came from the far right and is still on the rise even now.